4-point defensive play for Denver. Nathan breaks clear, but watch 52 Woodard. He saves 4 points because Nathan had a short touchdown. The Dolphins had to settle for a field goal.
It's also good to remember that that's the second time today that they were able to get behind the Denver defense, something that has not been easy so far this year.
That's right. Nat Moore earlier, 69-yard touchdown was clear, as was Nathan, and he had the speed to get it into the end zone. Denver will get the ball first to start the second half. Reves to kick toward Johnson and Lang. Again, it's toward the rookie Vance Johnson. He's right down in an excellent play by Robert Sowell, number 45, the star of the Dolphins special teams. Now they'll start from inside the 20-yard line. The first half statistics.
Statistics, as you might expect, quite even in the ball game, although the Dolphins, with those two big plays, have the edge in passing yardage and total yardage. In passing numbers, fairly similar. Both sides, turnovers. A big turnover for the Dolphins that hurt them. And of course the score, 20-17, with Denver leading.
Miami leading 20-17.
Miami leading, I'm sorry.
Butch Johnson in motion. Hey, big hole for Sammy Winder, and he has a first down at the 31-yard line. Finally wrestled out of bounds by Bud Brown. Why, Winder and Brown, who were teammates with the Eagles at Southern Mississippi, they have encountered one another many a time in this game.
Wrestling match going on. You've seen Winder use that little shake as he gets up inside, gets away from Glenn Blackwood, number 47, makes good yardage on the play. Bud Brown does do a good job of necktying him there. He got a hold of him and stripped him out of bounds.
Give Winder a couple of more yards. He didn't step out of bounds till he was to the 33-yard line, a gain of 15. Steve Sewell is out of your picture, wide to the left, and Elway's looking for him. Instead, he goes back across to Watson, and a first down at the Miami 49. Paul Langford, 44, with a tackle. Watson, a free agent from Temple. It's quite an interesting story how he got to Denver. Actually, any team could have taken him. He was not drafted. He said, I knew at that time that Haven Moses was going to retire. He said, I've always had a lot of confidence. I thought, well, I'll go to Denver. I'll replace him. Who knew Steve Watson? Well, now everyone does. He has over 250 catches. 14 to lead Denver coming into this one. First down, 49. Winder. And there's the play that you marked earlier, Merlin, in the first half. Winder not at full speed, just stutter stepping, looking for a little hole, and then shooting through for 7. Other scores. These are the late games, and Cleveland now has moved in front of San Diego in the third quarter. The Jets have an 8-point lead against the Colts in the third. The Rams looking for 4-0. Tough game, 10-6 against Atlanta, and San Francisco and New Orleans are tied at 10 in the third quarter.
That's a surprise.
Trailing by 3, the Broncos in Miami territory, and Winder cut down on a good defensive play. Mark Brown, the third-year linebacker from Purdue, stops Winder just as he was heading into the secondary. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
We've mentioned that battle going on the line of scrimmage. Watch 64, Billy Bryant on Mike Charles, 71, and he's getting a little help in there from one of the guards. Well, actually, that's James Wright, Daddy Wright, coming in from his position from the outside. Right now, Bob Brzezinski is over there on the far sideline. He's got to wonder how long this game's going to be. I don't think he's quite in shape yet over there, Dick.
Just joined the club a week or so ago after the long holdout. Winder again has what appears to be a first down. It'll depend on where they mark it. If it's at the 38, that's a first down. Sanders Shiver, Carson Newman, and Jackie Schiff, 2 linebackers, make the stop. But not until Winder had brought the ball to the 38, they mark it a first down.
Jackie Schiff has come a long ways, but I was talking to Don Shula yesterday, and I said, now, you mean that Schiff has really mastered this system of working in the secondary and the passing defenses? He said, well, mastered is kind of a strong word to use. I think there's still a little concern. He's still a young man, and he did not play on a team that used complicated passing defenses when he was in college.
Steve Sewell in the game, far to the right. Elway going to keep it himself. And to safety across the sidelines at about the 33. That'll be a gain of 5 or 6.
Yes, maybe we could catch it on the sideline. They have a kicking net over there to practice their kicking into, and as Elway charged onto the sideline, one of the photographers thought he'd get out of the way, ran right into the net, looked like a fish being snatched up out of the water over there.
Get him in the boat.
Yeah, they got him and drag him in. Smart play by Elway. Nothing downfield. Again, using those quick feet, and his mobility has been a big difference in this game so far today, Dick.
Trailing 20-17. It's second down and a short 5. Ball at the Miami 33. Elway, quickie outside to Wilhite. Gerald Wilhite. And he has a first down at the Miami 24. 9 more yards for the Broncos. Shiver made the hit. And the clock stopped with 11:52 left in the third quarter.
Wilhite, a first-round draft pick a couple of years ago, and in Denver they've kind of had to bite the bullet a little bit. He has never really come to the kind of stature that they expected out of him. He works hard, he is productive, but he is not the great back that they thought they had drafted.
Kind of missed those end zone backflips he used to do early on. This is Gene Lang, 20, and he's to the 19, maybe the 18-yard line. Lang at 5'10 and 196. That's almost the prototype for the running backs for Dan Reeves. They're all about 5'10, 5'11, right at the 195 to 200-pound mark.
Well, and he'll rotate them in and out of the backfield. He believes in using a lot of people, as does Don Shula. Both these offensive teams and defensive teams, for that matter, keep a lot of people involved. A lot of substitutions on and off the field.
Inside the 20-yard line, Miami's lead of 3 being threatened by this Bronco drive. 9th play of the drive to start the second half. 2nd and 5. Winder. Look at all the blockers. And he's on his way to the goal line and stopped at the 1-foot line. Again, it was Bud Brown to deny the touchdown, but first and goal Denver.
2 fine blocks on that last play. Perhaps you'll be able to see them. The first one by Steve Watson, 81, who's coming out right there. And then Lang, 33, makes the second block. It's 1-on-1. 49 gets it. Judson misses the shot there. They finally trap Winder, but he rolls into the end zone. They mark it just outside of the goal line.
Well, that Lang has thrown 2 destructive blocks in this game. First and goal. Winder gets it this time, and the Broncos lead. He earned it. He gets the touchdown in his column.
Winder coming in again behind the block by Lang, Gene Lang. Good block by Jim Wright coming over. Watch 87 come out and block to the outside to keep Robert Sowell out of it. And good surge by that good offensive line. Clarence Kay celebrating there a little on the line of scrimmage.
White Shoes Johnson took a 5-yard penalty for that kind of thing last week. Carlos misses both uprights, and he misses in the right direction, right down the middle, but a flag is down. Motion against
67 offense, in motion, 5-yard penalty, will re-kick.
Ian Maraldi in that offensive line, so Carlos will have to kick it over. It was Miami with a penalty on the 47-yard field goal at the end of the half. 12 men on the field. It gave Carlos a second chance the other way, and he made good.
Well, these Denver fans certainly don't lack for support of their home team. You can see their signs as well as their bright colors. And I'm sure that this has really become a comfortable home for Dan Reeves. Right next to him on the sideline, the young man in the dark hat, that's Dan's son Lee. He's a fine linebacker here for the #1 high school team out at Cherry Hills High School.
Uh-oh, this one is no good. So Carlos, and it appeared that Langford pressuring, but Carlos might have hit just the very top of that upright.
That's a significant point. That means they're 3 points out instead of 4. That could be a big...
The opening kickoff, marching 82 yards in 10 plays to get the lead, 23-20, but Rich Carlos misses the extra point the second try after a 5-yard penalty. Now the kickoff, and he hammers this one high toward Lorenzo Hampton. Hampton from Florida, never played in the snow before, breaks one tackle and another, but he's dragged down at the 15-yard line.
Today's game is brought to you by Mercury Cars, the shape you want to be in. By United Airlines, you're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies. And by NCR, who bring you a better personal computer.
This game that has found each side celebrating short-lived leads now belongs in Denver's side at 23-20. The Dolphins begin from their 14. Marino over the middle to the tight end Bruce Hardy, and he has close to first down yardage at the 24. Now plenty of scoring here in Denver. Let's see what's happening elsewhere. We go to NFL 85.
All right, Dick, at the Meadowlands, the Colts have closed it up with the Jets. This pass from Mike Pagel to Pat Beach covers 15 yards. He makes an unscheduled landing on his head, but he's okay. The Jets have already rallied back there at the 30-yard line of Indianapolis, looking to cushion it.
So Mike Pagel with a couple of touchdown throws for the Colts today. 2nd and 1. Woody Bennett, veteran fullback, blocked out of bounds by Steve Foley after a first down near the 30. Rich Carlos, well, he must be wondering if there's something magnetic about those uprights. He just seems to have every kick drawn at least more than his share to an upright. When he misses by so little and often by hitting an upright. His field goal string of 11 in a row is intact after he hit the upright. Penalty allowed him a second chance, made good. Then he makes the extra point, 5-yard penalty. It appeared he hit the top of the upright on that one. Tony Nathan, Woody Bennett behind Marino on first down. To Heflin, and a good catch at the 40-yard line. Excellent timing between Marino and Vince Heflin. He had made his cut before he saw the ball.
A chance to look at a couple of things. We're going to watch Marino come to the line and get a chance to see him take his pre-snap look. And then also something interesting to me, Marino is never still as he comes to that line of scrimmage. He's always shifting back and forth, kind of wobbling his hips as he comes up to the line. We'll take a peek at that. I think that's something. He almost looks like a dancer out there, shifting his weight back and forth.
Yeah, here he comes, number 13, the number he wore in Pittsburgh, now retired by the Panthers. See him rocking back and forth. That one is incomplete. Intended for Duriel Harris, who has rejoined his Dolphin teammates after a year hiatus. Played with Cleveland and Dallas last year. Tony Nathan, we understand, with an ankle injury and may not return.
Duriel Harris, I asked him, I said, did you have to get new jerseys? And they said, no, he was here long enough. We kept some. We had 3 of his jerseys, even had one with a couple of pockets for him to put his hands in. He was in Shula's doghouse when he left, but they say he has worked so hard since he got back. I don't blame him. Might be his last chance, Dick.
Lessons learned. 2nd and 10. Nathan, I guess he will be back.
I believe they were talking about Mark Clayton. It's Clayton who's hurt an ankle. And certainly if that's a serious injury, that would be bad news, because Clayton is that speed man that they've used to get deep. They need to stretch a defense. It's hard with the kind of receivers they got in there. Harris does not have that speed any longer. Nat Moore. It is Clayton. They now confirm that from the sideline.
Well, officially Mark Clayton out for the day. So you take Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, the Mark brothers, out of that Miami offense, and it's a different set of receivers, different game plan for Marino, who looks now at 3rd and 11. Out of the backfield, Nat Moore. Good move by Moore, and the veteran skillfully has a first down at the 45 of Denver. See, that was a nice play. Nathan was open too, both over the middle.
Speed is a relative thing. When I said they don't have speed, I'm not referring to the fact that they can't run. Nat Moore has speed. He does not have the kind of speed that Duper and Clayton have, but he sure knows how to get open. Runs a great pattern here, uses that quickness to get away from a chance there. It's finally Foley, 43, that gets over and strips him down. But what a nice play, and Miami is driving.
Rams now leading Atlanta 17-6 in the third. New Orleans has taken the lead against the 49ers, and that's at Candlestick. Nathan wrapped up by Busick, but not until Nathan had picked up yardage 6 yards to the 39.
Marino continues to impress me. 2 big Broncos right up in his face on that play, and he just ignores him. He goes ahead and throws that football. One thing that he does so well is his ability to sift around in that pocket. He seems to just have a second sense about where to move to get a little extra time, and yet keeps his concentration downfield.
Into the 24-year-old eyes of Dan Marino. Nathan ran into his own blocker. Stopped for no gain. Hundley getting a lot of duty with Dennison out for the entire afternoon.
And that's good news for him. He feels that he is ready to play, and what a big horse he is. I mentioned earlier, much like Shipp, the linebacker for Miami, just has not had a chance yet to really master the defenses, in particular the passing defenses, and they worry about a mistake. But we haven't seen a big one from him today. Perhaps we haven't seen it, but we have not seen a big one.
Big call, 3rd and 3.5. Blitz, and it's batted in the air and intercepted. Ken Woodard, no, they say trapped it, but Woodard, who had made one spectacular save denying a touchdown, sprinting from behind to catch Tony Nathan, almost made a circus interception. The ball away from us. We couldn't see his body in the way, but the official on the other side of the field said no, he did not, but almost made a one-handed catch. Joe Collier promised to blitz sparingly today, but that was an all-out blitz. You saw the ball being bounced away. Andre Townsend, who had the sack in the first quarter. Townsend coming around from behind. Wilhite is at the 10-yard line for Denver. Roby aiming that one, and a flag is down. Out of bounds. Was not a good kick for Roby. Would be marked at the 16. Let's see the penalty. It appeared that someone on the far side for Miami broke before the snap.
Let's go back and look at that last play. Perhaps we can see who knocked that ball away. A lot of pressure in Marino's face.
Illegal motion, left in on offense. Penalty.
Here's the last of that play. We're looking from the backside. We're not in position to see where they got his hands on it. You could see him fighting to get control of that football. The official that called it was
Marino, and it's Winder for short yardage, a yard. Doug Better, 75, the veteran, making the hit. See George Little, the rookie from Iowa, playing on the nose for Mike Charles. They're very high on Little. Really works from the outside. They put him at nose guard with all the injuries. Bob Baumhauer, the veteran, out, and Little has shown he can play all 3 front positions.
The Dolphins have had to scramble a lot of their frontline players on that injured reserve. One of them, Charles Bowser, they had no room on IR. They had to keep him on the active roster even though he can't play.
Draw play. Gene Lang to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 Denver. The score 23-20 Broncos. Let's go to NFL 85.
Dick, right after the Colt touchdown we showed you a moment ago, Ken O'Brien brought the Jets back. This scramble took them to the doorstep, and then a moment later, Tony Page scored from the 1. The Jets are in front now, 25-17. Back to Denver.
All right, Bob. Ken O'Brien, who was part of that tremendous 83 quarterback draft that featured Elway #1. O'Brien was picked from Jim Kelly, and eventually Marino the 6th. This is Vance Johnson. Can't quite turn the corner and is knocked out of bounds at the 24. That'll be shy of the first down.
That's a sweep play. That's his first carry out of the backfield. And Of course, he was a running back in college, and the shift to wide receiver has been a considerable one. He's still learning the pattern. Said he's going to get more effective. Of course, he took a familiar handoff instead of a pass on that play.
He's about a half yard short of a first down, but that deep in Denver territory. Dan Reeves taking no chances, and Chris Norman to punt for the 6th time. Been consistent, 39-yard average, the longest 42. Kozlowski back at the 38 of Denver. This is the best kick of the day for Norman. Kozlowski chased back, a late fair catch, and then he's bumped into, and that'll be a flag. Number 25, Daniel Hunter. 51-yard punt by Norman. It was a late fair catch by Kozlowski, but the official felt Hunter had enough time to get out of the way.
It was still a legitimate signal.
No foul on the play. He was blocked in. No foul.
No penalty. He was blocked into Kozlowski. Let's look at it.
Let's see if we can see it. Now, the official ruling that Hunter was trying to get out of the way. There you see the bump right there. Oh, and he did. He hooked his foot.
Got snow on the field, but confetti. 3:51 remaining third quarter. Denver 23, Miami 20. And Moore, the veteran, goes to the left. He has 4 catches for 98 yards to lead the Dolphins. Vince Heflin to the right. Dan Marino first down at his own 24-yard line. Actually the 25. Play action to Nathan. The throw goes out to Moore. And Harden secures him at the 36-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. I believe he's got it.
And what a tremendous advantage it is for Don Shula to have veterans like Nat Moore on his squad. Nat Moore played sparingly when Duper and Clayton were ripping everyone up last year. Now suddenly with injuries, he is the main man again and responding beautifully here today.
Don Shula has a good reserve. Bank of Shula has an excellent reserve.
Knows how to use his talent too.
Woody Bennett moves up onto the tight end position, leaving Nathan in the backfield, first down. The quick pitch of Moore, or that's Heflin trying to slice through the secondary. That was a tough throw for Marino. Heflin thought he should have had it. Let's go to NFL 85 and Bob Costas.
Okay, Dick, with Dan Fouts sidelined by a knee injury, the Browns now lead the Chargers 21-7 in the fourth quarter. This TD covers 10 yards. Danielson to Kevin Mack. Second touchdown of the day for Mack. The Browns in front by 2 TD. Dick?
Good news for Cleveland, bad news for the Chargers. They're not the same team without Fouts. He is the one key ingredient. Second and 10. Marino and Miami at the 36. Over the middle to Hardy, the tight end, dropped at the 45, a yard short of the first down. Woodard and Smith collaborating. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Bruce Hardy, a durable performer in his 8th year, really only has missed 1 game in all that time, and for the kind of hammering that he has taken, and he is one that mixes it up pretty good, does a lot of blocking in there, a lot of moving around. Pretty good record.
Marino's numbers over the 300-yard mark, and we still have 3 minutes left in the third quarter. 14 times in just 2 years plus for Marino over that 300-yard mark, a measuring stick for a big passing day. 3rd and 1. Play action to Nathan, wide open. Harden knocks him out of bounds at the Denver 47, but Miami has another first down. Well, that Nathan, through the years, it seems as if he is always open. The way they use the wide receivers to clear out, and he always finds the right little slot. And again, a first down. Cleveland now leading San Diego, as you heard Bob Costas, 21-7 in the fourth. The other late games, the Jets 25-17 over Indianapolis. Rams with a 17-6 lead over the Falcons. And the 49ers have regained the lead against the Saints at home. Lorenzo Hampton, #1 pick out of Florida, and he slashes for 5. 6 feet tall and 212 pounds. The ex-Gator is around 100 yards rushing in his first 3.5 games. Baseball, the finals today. The Mets beat Pittsburgh 9-7, while the Cardinals were losing at Montreal. So the Mets pull within 3 and go to St. Louis for 3. Cincinnati, a shutout winner, 5-0. The Dodgers are playing the Giants and lead 3-2 in the 7th. Florida's pulling guard had been forced deep into the backfield by the Denver rush, and Hampton suffers a loss.
Chance to watch this motion man coming across from the far side of your field on the left-hand side. Now watch the motion man come along. He'll tap the quarterback and go on by. Foster is going to pull from this position, and as he goes across, gets bumped back, and we'll show it after the play. We're getting a quick count by Marino, who's up and ready to go. We'll come back and show you that play in just a moment.
3rd and 9. Marino, complete to Heflin. He breaks free at the 30. He's at the 20. Vince Heflin will score his first NFL touchdown, and Miami leads.
I think we'd rather show you the touchdown than that last play. Let's give Vince Heflin a chance to celebrate. Heflin pressed into action here most forcibly because of the injuries that continue to deplete the wide receivers of the Miami Dolphins. But there he is, number 88 Heflin, working solo on Louis Wright, number 20. Fakes to the outside and gets Louis to bite right there, and then spins away, actually from 2 people. Boy, that was Steve Foley, who's a deadly one-on-one tackler. He got away from 2 of them and broke into the end zone.
46-yard touchdown play, and now the extra point by Revez. Marino drives his team 75 yards in 7 plays and caps it with a 46-yard pass to Vince Heflin, who does some fancy running as he spins back inside to collect his first NFL touchdown. And it's the Dolphins by 4, 27-23. Revez, he uses only a 4-yard run-up. Short this time to Johnson. Vance Johnson down at the 29-yard line. Not Van Johnson, but Vance Johnson. The American League scores today as we go to the final week of the 1985 regular season. Minnesota swept the Royals 3-1 today, 6-3, while the Angels were winners at Cleveland 9-3 to salvage the final game there. The Angels go to Kansas City, first of a 4-game series tomorrow night, with a 1-game lead over the Royals. The Yankees in the first game winning 4-0. Second game, they are winning again 8-2, but Toronto has won. Now it appears the Blue Jays are home free. Elway to Watson. Oh my, does he take a shot from 49 William Judson, and that's that high pass where the receiver is so unprotected.
What did Don Meredith used to call it, a medicine ball? He said after they throw you one like that, you got to go get some medicine. Well, I'll tell you, Watson's going to need some.
Just to offer official evidence of that, the Blue Jays over Milwaukee 13-5, and it appears for the first time we're going to have playoff action in the American League in Canada. Of course, the Expos had that honor a couple of years ago in the National, but Toronto apparently will be part of our featured coverage starting in a week or so. Whoa! First it's Watson, now it's Clint Sampson who is tumbled as he tries to go for that toss. Brzezinski and company were there. 59 Bob Brzezinski. What a good deal that was for the Dolphins to get him for, well, they had to give up a number 2 and a number 3 to the Rams in '81, but he has been solid.
It was a bitter holdout. Shula very angry when Brzezinski finally did come in, but they needed him desperately. Injuries had gotten them down to where they only had 2 healthy outside linebackers, and here he is playing after being in camp 8 days.
From the 29, it's 3rd and 10 for Elway to Johnson. Oh, look at that move. But he's not far enough for the first down again. Out of bounds at the 36, Bud Brown, who has made what seems like a dozen tackles today, has been brilliant in the deep defense of the Dolphins, denied the first down.
Bright futures for those youngsters, Vance Johnson and Bud Brown. And the thing that Shula likes about Bud Brown is the way he fits in. He said he's really an aware player, at that good kind of consciousness out there. He's a good thinker, and he's also a good hitter.
Kozlowski drops back to the 25 in Miami territory, and inside the 25 is Norman DePunt. Beautiful kick. Turns over the spiral. Kozlowski takes a chance, and he's dropped by Hunter at the 23-yard line. Good delivery by Norman, and the Dolphins with a lead have the football inside the 25. And a reminder of our doubleheader action next Sunday. here on NBC. Most of you will see that Pittsburgh-Miami game. Boy, that'll be a good start to things. Miami back home against the Steelers. New England and Cleveland. Buffalo, Indianapolis, the other early games. Merlin and I will be at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Chiefs 3-1 winners today. The Raiders won at New England 2-2. San Diego, Seattle. The Jets at Cincinnati, Houston, and Denver completing our doubleheader coverage. Marino to Nathan on a screen. And Tony Nathan driving across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. And that's close to another first down.
I talked to Joe Collier yesterday about this Miami Dolphin team, and I asked him, I said, what strikes you when you look at them? He said, well, first, if you go back and look at last year, the sheer numbers are absolutely incredible. He said, looking at them this year, I'm only sorry that we couldn't have played them earlier in the season, referring to the fact that Marino finally is hitting his stride and finally getting those passes on target. Collier, of course, the veteran of so many campaigns, the man who put together this great Orange Crush defense, and he'd like the Crush to come.
Degrees. Hard to believe that there's snow on the ground here in Colorado, and the temperature was 29 at the kickoff. Miami's been hot enough. 27-23 Dolphins. Here's a little flea flicker, and it works out to Bruce Hardy. Dennis Smith comes up to make the tackle. The ball was whistled dead out at the 43-yard line. More rushing the football. 122 yards for Nathan. All purpose indeed. 14 minutes left in the game. Miami 27, Denver 23.
Busick looking to the sideline to get the defensive call.
Split far left with Nat Moore in the slot. Marino. And they've got him for the second time today. Townsend and Jones. Rulon Jones led the Broncos with 11 sacks last year. Townsend was there as well. Townsend sacked Marino in the first quarter. The only two times Marino's been down this year.
Miami Dolphins offensive line very proud of the way they protect their quarterback. They were in their 5th game before he got sacked one time last year. But you saw it right there. Townsend getting there very quickly. Nathan trying to get free outside, slipping on that turf. And I think that's in the area that's been resodded or perhaps damaged by that concert deck.
And that may have forced Marino to hold the ball longer than he wanted to. It's 3rd and 16. Nathan on a draw gets back to the original line of scrimmage, the 42. The Broncos have held. Here comes the punting team on for Miami.
I talked about the Orange Crush defense. You know, they had a contest to name them up here a little while ago, and they'd given them the name Plundering Herd or Joe's Bait and Tackle.
Bait and Tackle.
Yeah, they didn't like that on the sideline. They're glad the Crush is back.
Orange Crush. I don't see how it hurt that bottling company to have the extra publicity anyway. Roby averaging 41.3. That's below his average. He'll pick up some yards on this one as he hammers it to Wilhite at the 5-yard line. Back to the 20, and a flag is down. We're going to have a clip, I believe, or an illegal block against the Broncos.
It looked like Louis Wright over there. They were double teaming the outside man, and one of them got on the back of his legs.
We devised a new manner as they check on that penalty of giving you a focus on the race within the various standings. First, Gene Barth.
We had multiple fouls. Illegal block in the back on number 20. Illegal block in the back on number 34. When forced to one on number 20, it's a yard difference. It'll be 10-yard penalty and first down.
What Mr. Barth is saying is the penalty against Wright was 1 yard closer to the Denver goal line, so they're going to give the Broncos the worst penalty, but not both of them. So they will start at their own 11-yard line. So in the AFC East, Miami up by 4 in this game, 2-1, tied with the Jets 2-1. The Jets lead Indianapolis at the moment in the 4th quarter by 5. New England has lost. They're 2-2. Indianapolis, of course, playing the Jets. Buffalo has lost 0-4. Kansas City 3-1, a winner. Denver trying to win to tie the Chiefs, but down by 4 against the Dolphins. 27-24. Down and 5. Winder. Nothing there except Bob Brzezinski and company. Bo Camper was there as well. Jackie Schiff.
Let's go look at Bob Brzezinski, number 59, outside linebacker, graded out as the most durable and steady of the linebackers last year. That's Daddy Wright, 87, blocking on him. Brzezinski spins back. Well, that was a nice move, sensing the right time. He's got to stretch that play out. Was able to do that and then spin inside. And you saw scuba diving gloves to keep his hands warm. Those are rubberized gloves he's wearing out there on the field.
Some of the receivers wearing them as well. 3rd down, 4. Almost intercepted by Brzezinski, and perhaps those gloves might have been the difference in field.
And you kind of sense the dual responsibilities of those linebackers. They have to be special athletes. You saw the Brzezinski playing the run. Now he's got to read the pass and get outside. The bump right there on Winder gets across in front of him. Well, maybe without those gloves, he'd have caught that football. I don't know.
It was there, hit him in a bad place.
Again, the velocity of Elway's passes does protect him on occasion.
Norman's been busy. 8th time to the well. Kozlowski at the 38. End over end and short. Kozlowski all the way up to the 47. And Tony here. Miami with the ball and a 4-point lead, 27-23. Marino over the middle to Nathan. Who else? Smothered by Busick, and then to finish him off, number 50, Jim Ryan.
Dwight Stevenson doing a fine job of controlling the noseman, Reuben Carter, number 68, down inside. Actually, all 3 of those defensive linemen really neutralized, as Marino had plenty of time to pick out his receiver.
What makes him so good, Merlin?
I think it's his quickness, Dick, and his strength. He gets such remarkable position on those defensive linemen.
2nd and 6. Nathan. Ooh. They had his number that time. Ricky Hundley, number 98. Number 1 pick of the Bengals, and refused to sign with Cincinnati, so they traded him here for a number 1 and a number 3. 6'2" and 238. Can run like the wind.
And he did right there what he does best, just play the football with his nose. When he finally gets to where he can play the pass drops and the pass responsibilities, you better believe they're going to rush him into that lineup. He knows how to hit people.
3rd and 7. Denver with 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Marino going deep for Harris, and flags are down against Steve Wilson. Interference inside the 20. There's the man coverage, and Marino waiting to the last moment and took quite a lick from Rulon Jones.
Interference, 45 defense, 1st down.
Stan Jones talked about the difficulty of getting to Marino. He said most of his passes are thrown relatively quickly. You see there the clear case of, well, a receiver being knocked off his feet before the ball arrived.
You can look back at the quarterback. That doesn't mean you can grab the guy and throw him down at the same time.
Take him off his feet that way. No question about that call. A good one by the officials, and it puts Miami inside the 20-yard line with a 1st down.
At the 19, trying to add to their 27-23 lead, and the Broncos, of course, hope to hold them to a field goal. Nathan, everyone but 3 had a piece of Nathan that time.
Dick, to finish that thought, Stan Jones, who's the defensive line coach for the Broncos, times the passes of the various quarterbacks, and he said most of the passes that Marino throws are thrown within 2.8 seconds or less. And he said, you know, if we run without anybody blocking us, that 10 yards to get back to the quarterback, that's about 1.7 seconds. He said that means we've got 1 second to get rid of our blockers at the line of scrimmage. Well, good luck. That's 1,001. You mean you're not off the block yet?
Lightning quick, and basically they say hold your man to 3. Sometimes indeed hold your man for at least 3 seconds in protecting that quarterback. Lightning quick, and there it is again, but he had to throw it around. Good coverage by Wilson, intended for Duriel Harris. Wilson, whose daddy played with the Rams a few decades ago, TD Tommy Wilson. He went to Howard, where he was a free agent pick of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is where the Bronco defense traditionally has been very tough. They were 25th in the league last year if you counted on yardage. And yet, by the time you got through looking at them in terms of points scored, they're nowhere near 25th.
210-plus yards for Marino, plus 3 touchdowns over Elway. We welcome those viewers that are joining us from elsewhere in the NFL. Throw over the middle, and a good play by Dennis Smith of the Broncos. And now flags go down, and apparently it will be against the Broncos. This would be their second interference call on this Miami drive. The Dolphins lead 27-23 here in Denver with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Cleveland has beaten San Diego 21-7. And on third down, the call against the Broncos.
Dennis Smith coming from behind, perhaps with that hand in the middle of the back of the receiver. Let's watch that Moore right there, and you see Nathan coming to the outside. Moore is going inside, and let's watch the contact. There's the hand on the back, and you see Nat Moore pointing to it right there. You can't push that receiver from behind.
And the fans, and that's down into the well of the 75,000 seat structure for Marino. He's going to hear a lot of voices with 9 minutes remaining in the game. I don't know if this is a timeout by Marino or an official's timeout because of the noise. The ball is at the 13-yard line.
Steve Busick heading to the sideline to get a call, and you saw Marino going over, getting a call, and taking it again from Don Strock. Strock signaling again from the sideline. Here it is. Oh, I don't know what that was. It looked like a draw call to me.
Let's see if that's how you'd read it. Woody Bennett and Tony Nathan behind Marino. He has thrown for 3 touchdown passes today.
He's trying to call it audible. Awfully noisy.
Incomplete to Bruce Hardy. Mike Parton, the defender. Game developed this way. Gene Lang scored after a Rulon Jones fumble recovery. Davenport's fumble at the 25-yard line. Lang 10 yards, 7-0 Denver. Then Marino to Moore, a 69-yard touchdown play, 7-7. A field goal for the Dolphins. Then Winder came back on a 7-yard run to make it 14-10. Then a field goal again by Reves of the Dolphins, 14-13. Then a Marino to Joe Rose, 24-yard touchdown pass made it 20-14. And then Rich Carlos kicked a field goal off the upright. Final play of the first half, 20-17. Winder skies, barks out the signals. 2nd and 10 to Nathan. Trying to squirt through on that quick hitter. Gets to the 10-yard line. Plenty of orange crush there for him. 8:48 left in the game. It'll be 3rd down from the 10-yard line and about 7 for Don Shula, the 55-year-old genius that has guided these Dolphins to winning seasons after winning season. Only 1 losing year in his career in Miami.
You know what's amazing to me? You know, he's had 6 streaks of 10 or more wins. No other coach has had more than 2. That is amazing.
That lantern jaw, field general. Boy, he be cast by a Hollywood director for the part. 3rd and 7, Marino. Incomplete. Good coverage by Harden on Joe Rose. So on 4th down, in comes the field goal unit. Fouad, Reves, Don Strock, number 10, will hold.
Joe Rose, number 80, working on Harden, Mike Harden, 31. And Marino, I think, sensing that that was a hopeless case, fired that ball through the end zone with plenty of velocity. They come to the sideline and turn it over to the field goal unit.
Unless it's a fake, it'll be Reves, the rookie, trying to make it 10 out of 11, and this is first year in the NFL. A 28-yard attempt. Oh, Miami 30-23. Reves 3 for 3 field goal kicking. His short run up, and he hits a high spinner toward Vance Johnson at the 2. He's got sprinter speed. pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Today's game is brought to you by RCA, creators of video technology that excites the senses. By Stroh's and Stroh Light, the circle of sports beer. And by Honda Motorcycles. Honda, follow the leader.
On that kickoff return, a personal foul has been called against Miami, and that'll add 15 yards and put Denver in great field position at the 50.
You see Reeves signaling. Well, we've got a shot at Reeves. I thought that was really a class act yesterday. Wind howling yesterday. Miami anticipating working out here in the stadium. They'd covered the field. Reeves made a special point of insisting that they get to Don Shula and tell him that they could come and work out at the Broncos facility. I think that's class.
Out of the Broncos practice field, the north side of Denver. And the Shula and the Dolphins did just that. Over the middle to Clarence Kay, the big tight end, is at the Miami 43-yard line. Fumbled the ball, but it was whistled dead. Jackie Schiff made the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 3. Kay had caught only 2 balls coming into this in the first 3 games. Has a couple this afternoon.
Kay, I'm sure happy to have a good game. Was offsides 3 times last week in that ball game, and he's had a better day today.
Well, what a lineup tonight, along with Punky Brewster and Silver Spoon's old friends, Steven Spielberg. We welcome him to our NBC Sunday night. Alfred Hitchcock is back. His great stories. And then Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, First Blood. Now stay right where you are for the rest of a great Sunday night. Fumble, Winder fumbles, and Miami has recovered. Brzezinski comes up with a football, and just as the Broncos head to a march that might tie up the game, Miami gets a big hit at ball popping free. The first turnover by the Broncos.
Dick, it's something we talked about at the very beginning of the game. The cold weather makes it difficult to handle that football. It's getting colder in the stadium now. Winder has got 2 arms on that football, but it's stripped away. Looked like a good hit on the ball by Doug Better, 75. Number 59, Brzezinski, comes up with the out.
From the 39, Miami leading by 7, 30 to 23. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left. Nathan. He clutches that ball firmly and picks up 5 more to the 43. Roland Jones makes the hit.
You can't blame him. He's working against a defense that turned the ball over, took it away from their opponents 55 times last year. There's Bob Brzezinski on the sideline. Very dependable, very solid. Very in sense of making errors, and that's something that Shula does not allow. He's the kind of guy you want on your team because he rarely makes them.
He's an intense studier of film. He's constantly taking home the projector and checking on the offenses. 2nd and 5. Marino on a safety valve. That is a forward pass, not a lateral. Behind the scrimmage, but a forward pass. And it was wise in this case that Nathan did not catch it, because that would have been a 3 or 4 yard loss.
I don't think he dropped it intentionally. I think he just looked upfield. He felt the pressure coming from the defense that had responded quickly and looked up before he caught the football. And that's the kind of error that you would anticipate from someone perhaps in high school. You don't always see it from an experienced receiver like Tony Nathan. Well, we didn't see it there either.
It was close.
It was close.
Trust us. 3rd and 5, and a big down for the Broncos. They bring up 8 men on the line of scrimmage. That's where Marino sometimes gets his long gainers. Mecklenburg has him for the sack at the 31. That is his 6th of the year, Mecklenburg.
Carl Mecklenburg, an impact player. Reeves said he doesn't want to use him too much because if he gets tired, it slows him down. He started as a defensive lineman. They moved him back into a position as a linebacker, although they employ him on the line of scrimmage in a 3-point.
6 minutes left. Roby punts it away. Hammers it deep. Gerald Wilhine at the 19. And he returns to about the 20. Former ex-undersecretary of the Health, Education, and Welfare, and dad a medical doctor. From the 28-yard line, Elway had a good fake. Going open, so he throws it away to Ricky Hundley along the sidelines. The play had fooled Miami's defense, but not the deep secondary. Well covered were the receivers. Final, Rams 4-0. The Bears and Rams, the only unbeaten teams, both winners today.
The Broncos have used that play very effectively today to fake a run and then just drop Elway out with a planned rollout. He's had extra time every time he has done it, but on that play, as you indicated, the time didn't do him any good. Couldn't find anybody to throw the apple to.
5 minutes, 50 seconds left. 30-23 Miami. Screen. Oh, that should be interference, but it is none called. They must have been too close to the line of scrimmage.
It's behind the line of scrimmage, Dick, and there's no interference behind the line of scrimmage, so they won't call it. Although it was a play that set up very nicely. An excellent read by the offside linebacker to come across. Sanders Shiver, number 96, all over the intended receiver.
Gene Lang was right there at the line of scrimmage, so no penalty thrown. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 28. Clock stopped. 5:44 left. Watson to the right. Butch Johnson to the left. And Clint Sampson, the 3rd wide receiver, slotted right. Lots of running room. And Elway dives for a first down at the 43. And with that play, we welcome those of you who have been watching the Jets and Colts. And it came down to the wire. The Jets winning their 3rd in a row, 25-20. Here it's Miami 30, Denver 23. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen. 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. The lead has been exchanged on several occasions. At halftime, it was 20-17 Miami. Denver came out, scored with the opening kickoff, a march downfield directed by Elway. And then Miami back with a touchdown and a field goal to lead by 7, 30-23. Elway drills it incomplete to Clarence Kay at the 45 of Miami. Jackie Shipp on the coverage. The duel between Marino and Elway certainly has received more than your normal amount of publicity here in Mile High country, but in those yards, 186, they pale in insignificance to those accumulated by Marino, who's well over 300 yards with 3 touchdowns. Elway has seen his team score on the ground today.
Although I would say this, they're only one play. Elway's team is only one play away from tying this ballgame.
2nd and 10, Gene Lang. And Lang, who has played well all day, is all the way to the Miami 45-yard line. That's a first down for Denver. Immediately following football coverage, we'll join the Punky Brewster program. Dan Fowler in that game for the Chargers. And here it's Denver at the 45, a first down, Miami territory, trailing by a touchdown. Elway in trouble. Has a man open now, and a first down at the 16-yard line. Butch Johnson. That is Elway's feet. We talked about it earlier. Got the strong arm, but his feet got him ready for it.
And this is an experienced receiver who gets downfield, sees his quarterback in trouble, and comes back to the football right there. Elway hands it to him. Boy, he zipped it down there. Tremendous play by the Broncos. Again, Elway's mobility being the difference in that play.
First down at the Miami 16. Clock running. We're at the 4-minute mark. Dolphins 30, Denver 23. They each came in here 2. It's the total yardage. The Broncos more successful on the ground. The Dolphins through the air. 2nd and 10. In trouble now, and he throws it incomplete, and he gets away from the penalty by getting the ball near enough to Clarence Kay that he's not called for grounding.
There's an indication watching Elway on that play that when he can't break free and really roll to the outside, he's a little frustrated. He doesn't have Marino's ability to watch his receivers and still sift. Now watch him going back and forth, doesn't quite know where to get, and is not able to keep his concentration downfield. I think that's one thing that Marino just has a marvelous sense about. Elway, on the other hand, when he can break free and roll either left or right, is very effective in doing that.
They'll buy some time now by employing the shotgun. Batted in Incomplete by 45, Robert Sowell. Sowell, coming on a blitz, was able to fly swat the pass down. It's 4th and 10, and Dan Reeves has decided to go for the field goal, or at least he's sending the field goal unit on.
3:33 on the clock. Reeves, I guess, believing that he is going to get another chance for his defense.
Well, we're going to miss the field goal, or are we going to go to New York? Okay. We're being asked to go for an NFL 85 update. I think we want to see how this field goal goes first.
We've got a quarterback holding the ball.
34-yard attempt is good. So Carlos,
I think he hit the close.
Hampton, the rookie, has some running room. 20, 30. Lorenzo Hampton all the way to the 45-yard line, and the Dolphins with 3:17 left. Actually, they'll say it wasn't down to the 47-yard line.
Special teams letting the Broncos down here. Dan Reeves again opting to give his defense a chance to perform. And you might remember the snow on the ground will remind us that last year in a Monday night game, he won the toss, opted to kick the ball off, and his defense went down, and in the first minute or so of the game had 2 touchdowns off fumble recoveries. Well, he's banking on a turnover here, or at least a quick stop by his defense.
Denver has all 3 of its timeouts left. Miami has used 1, so they have 2. Nathan, that play had trouble written all over it, as Marino had trouble with the snap, and then the quick toss to Nathan wasn't exactly smooth.
Play out of sync. Dick, your eye's very quick on that one. Marino lost the handle as he took it from Dwight Stevenson. He finally got a hold of it and was able to flip it out. The ball should have been thrown there, and look, it's just late. And Nathan had to wait for it. That gave the defense time to get out and be ready for him. I believe that the Broncos would like to, of course, have Miami run the football, shut them down quickly here. I think Miami wanted to run that on first down, and if they'd gotten good yardage, would have again. But Marino will go to the air here, I believe.
4 seconds on the 30-second clock. He's going to use up all the time he can, and the 2 seconds showing. Takes a snap. And there's the ever-present Tony Nathan, tackled at the 48 in Denver territory, where it'll be 3rd and 3. And will Denver, 2:22 left. They do not use a timeout. They're going to let it roll all the way to the 2-4. And this, perhaps, the biggest play of the game for both clubs. If Miami gets a first down, they can all but run out the clock. If Denver can stop Miami on 3rd down and 3, they'll get one final chance to go for what they now need, a touchdown to win it. They went for a field goal down by 7.
Well, this is the play that Dan Reeves ended up staking his gamble on, really. He was gambling that his defense could stop Miami, that he would get another shot at a touchdown. If they can't stop them here, then the gamble fails, and he really has put himself in the hole.
O'Brien, the center, trying to get the Mile High Stadium crowd in the game to help out as Marino brings his team out on 3rd and 3. Shift offensively. Now it's only Nathan behind Marino. Under pressure, he gets it to Nathan, but Nathan does not get the first down. Dennis Smith, what a hit. Ken Woodard with an assist.
An all-out blitz coming at Marino. Marino read the blitz, got it to the hot back Nathan, but the defense reacted too quickly. They forced the 4th and long. Shula will go to the kick, and we've got to wonder now if maybe Denver might not try and block the kick. Here's the pass to Nathan. Would not surprise me to see them come after the punt here. Well, they're lined up to return. All spread out.
Kind of a compliment to the Denver defense in a way, Merlin Olsen. Reggie Roby in the first 3 games punted only a total of 6 times. This is his 7th today. The other teams not able to stop the Miami offense. Roby used sparingly. 6 in 3 games, now 7 against Denver this afternoon. Gerald Wilhite back at the 10. That one headed toward the goal line. And it takes a beautiful Miami bounce, and it's down at the 3-yard line. Can't ask for better than that. Roby with a wedge kick inside the 5. What a weapon he is.
Roby did not come out of college with a reputation as a finesse kicker. Seemed to be kicking it mostly into the end zone, kicking with full power. That's something he's worked hard on, and boy, it paid off here. And now the Broncos, a supreme challenge here, 97 yards away from the Miami end zone, and unless they get it down in there, they're going to walk out of here with an L on their side of the column.
By the way, where is Shamokin?
Where is Shamokin?
I guess you have to have a light to find out. 97 yards away, and now that missed extra point all the more important. Elway from his end zone to Clarence Kay. That's short yardage, and it'll consume time. Jackie Shipp with the tackle.
And I don't understand that play at all. That's not going to get you enough yardage to do you any good. It only eats the clock. John, you got to get the ball deeper than that.
Barking out as the clock running incessantly against the Broncos, taking a lot of time to set up the play. 2nd and 6.
Now he'll go deep.
To Watson. What a catch by Watson as he was being drilled. Broncos, his team trying to rally from 4 down. Have a first down at the 29, only 1 timeout remaining. 1 minute left in the game as the rifle shot incomplete. Butch Johnson unable to haul it down. It would have been difficult to stay in bounds for him. 56 seconds left.
Johnson with a chance to control that football, but it was not well thrown. He had to make a full 360-degree turn. There's Chuck Studley calling his defenses onto the field. He's been working at simplifying the defenses for this Miami Dolphins defense, trying to get more physical. They'd like to be very physical on the line and get a rush right here on John Elway.
Around that 100-degree heat last week, they shut out Kansas City 31-0. Elway getting out of trouble again. Anyone open? There's Wilhite, a good catch by Wilhite. He's out to the 37-yard line. That's not enough for a first down. So Well made the tackle. Clock is running. 38, 37, 36.
No huddle. He'll bring him right to the line. They'll try and do it here. But Elway having to call to both sides. The clock ticking down. 29 seconds.
Instead of calling 2 plays in the huddle, he's having to audibilize. Now looking big down the middle. Intercepted. Bud Brown, and is it appropriate that he should get the Miami interception? He goes down at the 50-yard line with 13 seconds left. Bud Brown, a relative unknown, another B in that Miami Killer Bee defense. He has been outstanding all day, making tackle after tackle, comes up with the first interception, and that kills the Denver threat, and apparently it'll be Miami that goes home 3-1. Denver stays with 2-2.
Elway perhaps relying too much on that strong arm, trying to gun the ball to Butch Johnson, maybe not wanting to see those hovering defensive backs. But Brown just waited until the ball was thrown, stepped in front of Johnson, and picked it off.
Dan Marino has served Don Shula well again today with 3 touchdown throws, and now just a matter of taking a snap and dropping to his knees. Denver will not use its final timeout, satisfied that this one is over. The final seconds tick away. It's a good one. And the Miami Dolphins have beaten the Denver Broncos 30-26.
One would have to wonder, and I'm sure coaches are always second-guessing themselves. Reeves saying to himself, should I have gone on that 4th down? Should I have tried for that touchdown? Well, there's a man who's got to feel comfortable. He won't have to second-guess himself in the films.
Marino with big plays, a 69-yard touchdown to Moore. He had a 46-yard touchdown throw to Vince Heflin. Another 24 yards to Joe Rose. Elway did not have the touchdown throw. Came up with some key pass completions, but it was on the ground with Winder and Lang that the Broncos did their most serious damage.
Well, and if we were to look at that Elway and Marino matchup for the day, indeed it was a Marino day today. But these two are going to be around a long time if they stay healthy and are going to be helping their teams to victories for many years to come.
Now the Dolphins with 3 straight wins after the opening week loss at Houston, 30-26. They go back to the heat of Miami from the snow of Denver, but it wasn't so cold for Marino and that Dolphin offense. The final 30-26. We'll be back with all the scores of this day after these messages from your local station.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
If If you're looking for mystery and suspense, you're about to get an eyeful. All new versions of Alfred Hitchcock Presents premieres tonight.
Here's you. Here's your competition. One of you will call AT&T small business experts. One of you won't. One of you will find out how to use long distance.
To cover your customer base.
To beat your competition. So who's going to call? You or the other guy? AT&T long distance services. Talk with us. AT&T, the right choice.
This imported beer is all that you'd expect. It has a rich, full-bodied, imported flavor, as you'd expect. And a deep, golden color to match its quality taste, as you'd expect. But here's one thing you probably won't expect. It's light. Amstel Light Beer.
95 calories, never tasted so imported.
Amstel Light Beer, imported by Van Munching and Company, New York.
Peter Ford, Sally Fitz, meteorologist Bob Soper, Brett Lewis with sports. More reasons you're making News Center 7 the team to turn to.
The Dolphins provide a good show with the Broncos at Mile High Stadium. Here's Dick Enberg's call of a decisive play.
To Heflin. He breaks free at the 30. He's at the 20. Vince Heflin will score his first NFL touchdown, and Miami leads.
Leads at that point, 27-23. They go on to win it, 30-26. And this is the Budweiser NFL Report, brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Hi, everybody. Bob Costas back in New York, along with Ahmad Rashad and Pete Axtell. Now, except out on the West Coast, where you will see tonight's full NBC schedule as scheduled, we're making a little bit of revision for other parts of the country. At 7:30 Eastern Time, you'll see Punky Brewster. No silver spoons tonight. Then commencing at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the rest of the NBC evening schedule will run as listed in your TV guides. Okay, on the scoreboard, Miami over Denver. Most of you saw all of this game, and the rest of you caught the end of it, so you know all about it. The Dolphins win it 30-26. Marino throws for 390 yards and 3 touchdowns, although the Broncos did sack him twice. Cleveland beat San Diego today, 21-7. In the process, San Diego lost quarterback Dan Fouts with an injured right knee. Arthroscopic surgery is set for tonight. Only then will they know how long they'll be without him. The Jets beat the Colts today at the Meadowlands by a score of 25-20. Coming in, the Jet defense, featuring such stalwarts as Mark Gastineau and Joe Klecko there, had not allowed a touchdown in 10 quarters. They had a 12-0 lead after this play. Little bit of razzle-dazzle. Freeman McNeil pitches back to Ken O'Brien. The Colt defense is suckered in, and Kurt Sohn is wide open for the touchdown. However, the Colts came back and made a good game of it. Mike Pagel will throw 72 yards to Raymond Butler for this touchdown. And at that point, the Jet lead was cut to 15-10. Butler in between a couple of defenders, and he is off to the races. After the Jets got a field goal to up the lead to 18-10, the Colts came back again. Pat Beach will be on the receiving end of this pass from Pagel. He'll spin away from a couple of tacklers. A painful landing on his head in the end zone. He was okay. The Colts were within 1. However, after an O'Brien scramble brought the Jets down to the 1, Tony Page took it in from there, gave them some breathing room, and eventually they win it 25-20. The Colts are 1-3. The Jets are 3-1. The Rams go to 4-0. The Rams and Bears are the only unbeaten teams in the NFL. The Falcons are 0-4. 17-6 the final today in Anaheim. Eric Dickerson had 26 yards in the first half, sat out the second half with a slight hamstring pull. The Saints pull off one of the upsets of the year for sure. 20-17 at Candlestick Park. 62nd birthday for their coach Bum Phillips, and a happy occasion. This fourth quarter touchdown was the deciding play. Dave Wilson hits Eugene Goodlow. It covers 43 yards. They really did a number on San Francisco. They held Montana to 12 completions, 122 yards, intercepted him twice, and sacked him 6 times. So now both the Saints and the 49ers are 2-2. We'll check the scores from earlier today around the NFL and also update you on the pennant races when the Budweiser NFL Report continues.
Strength, pride, tradition. For centuries, the Clydesdales have been known as a special breed. Today, the Clydesdales
Clydesdale symbolize Budweiser's dedication to quality. Superior ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and a distinctively clean, crisp taste only Budweiser can offer. Quality taste, because this Bud's for you.
Old Spice deodorant has over 70% ethyl alcohol. As the alcohol evaporates, so does some of your protection. Speed Stick deodorant has no alcohol. The Wide Stick. Man-sized protection that's more effective than Old Spice even after 24 hours. All-day protection that won't evaporate. Speed Stick. The Wide Stick.
By Mendon.
Shaving's rough on sensitive skin, but aftershave skin conditioner soothes.
Sensible care for sensitive skin. AFTA.
By Mendon.
Earlier today in Foxborough, the Raiders ended their two-game losing streak. They beat the Patriots 35-20. At one time, the Patriots led by a score of 20-14, and that could not have made Al Davis very happy. There you see Davis, the managing general partner of the Raiders, looking on from the press box. Tony Eason had a big play early in the game from out of the shotgun. This is in the first quarter. He steps up out of the pocket and finds Irving Fryer, the second-year wide receiver. Fryer completes a 40-yard touchdown and then receives congratulations from a number of the fans. But a bit later on, Mark Wilson twists an ankle. He was playing for the injured Jim Plunkett, who has a dislocated shoulder. Wilson departed and was replaced by Rusty Hilger, the rookie quarterback out of Oklahoma State. The Raider defense did a job today. Lester Hayes scored on an interception, and they got another TD on this fumble recovery. Craig James coughed it up, and Lyle Alzado covered it in the end zone. The Raiders win it 35-20. The Bears beat the Redskins by a score of 45-10 to go 4-0, and the struggling Redskins are 1-3. Washington had a 10-0 lead. It was all Chicago after that. Willie Gault, a 99-yard kick return for a touchdown. Jim McMahon, 3 touchdown passes. The Seahawks committed 7 turnovers and lost at Kansas City 28-7. Deron Cherry of the Chiefs intercepted 4 passes. It ties the NFL single-game record. The Cowboys tied the one-game record for sacks. They got Warren Moon 12 times today and beat Houston 17-10 at the Astrodome. They scored the winning touchdown with less than 2 minutes to play. Tony Dorsett had 159 yards rushing, and when Dorsett goes over 100 yards, the Cowboys are 40-2. The rest of the scoreboard when we come back.
Like a lot of people, I'm taking better care of my body. Better care of my skin, too. With Skin Bracer Aftershave. Shaving is rough, so I use Skin Bracer. It cools and smooths skin, tightens pores. That's the tingle. Smells great, too. But Skin Bracer's not cologne. It's skin care that feels good. That's why more men are saying, thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer, also in spice, takes care of men who take care of their skin. Skin Bracer Aftershave.
By Mendon.
This buzz for everyone in the spotlight before the show begins.
This buzz for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you.
Showtime,
Hey, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Hey, man, nice job.
This Bud's for you.
In Philadelphia today, the Giants beat the Eagles in overtime, 16-10. A look at the decisive play. Ron Jaworski, who replaced Randall Cunningham after Cunningham injured an ankle, will try and hit Mike Quick. The pass will be deflected into the hands of Giant defensive back Elvis Patterson. 30 yards later, he's in the end zone. That means sudden death for the Eagles. A 16-10 win for the Giants, who are now 3-1. The Packers played in St. Louis. The Cardinals beat them 43-28. Neil Lomax threw 3 touchdown passes, and the Cards are 3-1. The Lions are 3-1 under Darryl Rogers. The Bucks still winless under Lehman Bennett. 30-9 was the final score in that game. With Bud Grant back at the helm, the Vikings are 3-1. 3 TDs for Tommy Kramer as they beat Buffalo 27-20. The Bills are 0-4. Quickly in the pennant races, the Mets got a 2-run homer in the 10th from Gary Carter and beat the Pirates 9-7. Montreal beat the Cardinals in Montreal 7-5. The Mets are within 3 of the Cardinals. They begin a 3-game series in St. Louis on Tuesday. Cincinnati beat Houston by a score of 5-0, but the Dodgers also won 7-2. LA's magic number there is 3. Minnesota beat Kansas City 6-3, while California was defeating Cleveland 9-3. The Angels lead the Royals by 1 game in the American League West with 7 to play. They begin a 4-game series in Kansas City tomorrow night. Baltimore and the Yankees took 2. 4-0 in the first game, 9-2 in the second game. Don Mattingly hit 2 homers in the first game. He's got 33 on the year. Earl Weaver ejected from both games, I'm guessing, but that must tie a major league record. Toronto, meanwhile, beat Milwaukee 13-5, so Toronto's magic number in the AL East is reduced to 3. For Ahmad Rashad and Pete Axthelm, I'm Bob Costas. Thanks for being with us. See you next week.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.
If you're looking for mystery and suspense, you're about to get an eyeful. All new versions of Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Ducked the ball, but he